up? My name is Megan. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's reading vlog. Now, this week is the transitional week between February and March. It is also my spring break. I only have a couple of days off, but I wanted to take advantage of those couple of days off to try and sprint through my February TBR, because have I been reading? No. Are you surprised? No. However, I have been making some progress since yesterday. Let me find my bearings and let's talk about it. So, I did finish Sunny Disposition yesterday by Deanna Gray, which is a college hockey romance. This was on my February TBR and this was fantastic. This got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I will be thinking about this book for the foreseeable future. I want the second book yesterday. The new alternate covers for these came out stunning. This, as I said, college romance, a hockey player, and this has the tropes roommates and like secret identity, where our two main characters have been friends for a long time online, but they don't know who they are and they end up being roommates, and then things go from there. There is also some sort of amnesia in here, but it's not necessarily related to the romance. It's just kind of another plot line, and fabulous. I do think, and it's rare that I say this, but the conflict in here was resolved way too quickly. Like, I would have been so much more mad than the main characters were towards each other when it happened. So I do think there was a lack there. Other than that, loved it. The steamy scenes were great. I had a really fun time reading it. And I did not know this, but the author is actually black and our main female character is black. The next book, Team Players, is following one of the other hockey players who is also black, which I love the representation in popular books. Like, I did not know this. I feel like no one's talked about that. But I stalked the author's Instagram page and that's when I realized that it was like own voices. So really enjoyed this one. Highly recommend. I'm pretty sure they're on Kindle Unlimited if you are interested. So that is one book down. Currently I am reading 5 Survive. Here is the dust jacket. It's the one with the cool pages here. And this, I am 220 pages in, so I have like, I've read what, almost 2/3 of the book. This is a mystery thriller by Holly Jackson, who is the author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This, I don't remember what it was for. A popular, like a booktube classic, like a popular booktube author. I chose Holly Jackson and I was not enjoying this at first. I was really struggling, but the pace has kind of picked up and I am intrigued about certain things. Would I say I'm 100%, like 110% involved in this book? No, but it's between like a 3.5, maybe a 4-star, depending on the ending. I do think that the main character being named Red for short is very annoying, and the writing style to me feels very different than A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which took some adjusting. But I am going to try and finish this today, ideally. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm going to try my very darn best to make it happen, because I would like to at least get 1 or 2 more books off my February TBR read during this vlog, and I only have like 2 other days off before my responsibilities happen again. So the other book that I'm 100% sure I want to get through is In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. First of all, again, this cover I will never shut up about, but I also decided to use my little strawberry bookmark thing. It really fits the vibe. This is a dual perspective romance. It's pretty thick. Like, how many pages is this? Like 455 pages. It's a long one, so it might be the only other book I read off my TBR, but I at least want to try. I might tandem read this with the 5th Pages and Co book that I can listen to via audiobook. It should only take a few hours. So that is kind of the plan for this vlog. This intro is chaotic, but I just kind of wanted to get you up to date on what I've been reading. So the plan is to read as many books off my February TBR as possible before March break ends. So I'm giving myself from Monday, which is today, to Sunday, and I do have two days of internship and 1 day of work in there with some homework sprinkled in, but we're gonna try. Like, we're gonna try. Even if I only read like 3 books in total, I'll be happy. But I just need to kind of get some books off my TBR because I can't just keep making TBRs and not reading the books. I did just film my March TBR, which will be up by the time you have watched this, but it's not a big one, so it should, you know, fit if I overstep my boundaries into March reading a few of my February books. So that's all my updates for now. I will catch you guys when I hopefully have made some progress in this, or maybe finished it. Who knows? I look bald. I swear I'm not bald. I just finished working out and I got a package in the mail. But I did not order this myself because the package I ordered I already got in the mail. So I don't care if I'm looking crusty dusty. I cannot wait any longer to kind of figure out what is in this because I'm assuming it's from one of you guys. So I'm so excited. Let's do this. I have no idea what this could be. Trying to see if there's a note. There's a note in here. Okay. So this is a gift from Jason, which shout out to Jason for being like the most supportive subscriber I've ever seen. Thank you. Bless your heart. I am so intrigued. I should probably read what the note said. I'm just so excited. I'm all over the place. This says, "Happy birthday, Meg, and a happy last full month of school," from Jason, which if you have not seen my March TBR, you wouldn't know. My birthday is March 22nd. It is March 1st today, so technically I'm opening a birthday gift early. But that doesn't matter. That's besides the point. So I have my birthday this month, and it's also my last full month of school as a bachelor's student of social work. I finished mid-April, so it's my last official full month of school. Today is my last full day of March break ever as a student. Am I sad? Yes. Are we going to talk about it? No. We're just going to open this package. There's two things in here. You guys, I am unwell. So this is Sunny Disposition, and this is Team Players. These are the alternate covers for the Mendel Hawks series by Deanna Gray. I talked about these in my March TBR, saying that I finished reading the regular edition of Sunny Disposition, and then I went on Instagram and I found these editions, and I was losing my mind over them. And I put this on my March TBR because I really wanted to read it. Did I own it? No. And then Jason freaking pulled through. I am speechless. These books are so pretty. You guys, let me show you. Where did I put it? This is Sunny Disposition. This is the copy I read. This is not focusing. I tabbed the crap out of this. This is a 4.75 book. It's up there in my favorite romances. I do think it's a little bit flawed. I think the conflict wasn't dealt with enough, but other than that, this book absolute perfection. I had butterflies the entire time I read this. Was I a fan of the covers? No, but now? Also, you might hear the Jungle Book behind me because my bunnies and cat always get the TV on when I'm home because they like the noise. Y'all, this clip is 4 minutes long. I'm so sorry. I'm too excited. Thank you, Jason. Those were my updates for now. I'm literally like shaking. Is it from the workout or the books? I don't know, but I'm so excited. Good evening, friends. It is still March 1st. I was putting together this vlog and I realized I have yet to update you on so many things. Like, I finished books, started some other books, but that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow because I currently have like 30 minutes before I'm able to go to bed. It's like 9 o'clock and I'd have to be in bed by like 9:45 max because tomorrow I go to my internship and that's a 4:45 max wake up call. So I don't want to be too tired, but as I was saying, I forgot to update you on a bunch of stuff, but I did want to say that I am currently reading Fireboard, and this is what I'm going to read before I go to bed this evening. I am currently 6 chapters in, or on page 41, and I had actually started reading this book prior to reading Sunny Disposition, but then I started Sunny Disposition and I was obsessed, so, and then I read other books, which I'll talk to you guys about tomorrow, but this was on my February TBR as kind of like an extra book, and I wanted to read this because the sequel to it comes out tomorrow in the UK, and I have pre-ordered that from Waterstones, and I also have a amazing copy which I'll show you tomorrow, which came in the mail. I also have a other book mail to show to you guys tomorrow as well. But if you don't know, Fireborn is a middle grade novel. This is the first in a series, and it has very kind of medieval-ish vibes. This is essentially about a main character who is, what is her name? Is it 6? Basically, her name is a number because she has pledged her allegiance to the hunters, and that means that you kind of don't have a name until you do something amazing for the hunters, and then you get to pick your own name. And basically this is middle grade, so our main character is like 12 or 13, and she is learning to be a hunter. I think her parents died or something mysterious happened to her parents and she gets bullied for it, and I believe this is going to be her going on a quest. Essentially, in the village where she is, it's like kind of like secluded, like it's like barricaded, and I think something's going to happen where our main character has to save the day with maybe some unlikely friends. So I have read 40 pages. I'm really enjoying it so far, and there are a few illustrations in here as well which are beautiful. So I'm gonna go keep reading this, and I will update you guys tomorrow and try to take you along as much as I can of my internship day before we recap all of the things you guys have missed, because I've not been great at updating this vlog. Good night, see you tomorrow. don't know if you guys can tell how much snow there is, but today has been absolutely insane. My car is here and there's snow. Like, there was snow up to the rear view mirrors this morning. Not cool. Not cool. I want winter to be done with. Thank you. Hello friends. The lighting is going to be a little wonky, but we're going to go with it. It's 9 p.m. on Monday. We're now the 6th, and this vlog needs to come to an end. Because the lighting is so crappy, I'm just quickly going to go through my reads that I've been like reading and not updating you guys about, as I mentioned in my last update, and then I'll let you guys go and I'll start another weekly reading vlog with the decent lighting where you can get all of my life updates, because there are some exciting ones, some terrifying ones as well, and hear more about my reading. Also, I forgot to mention the glasses I was wearing before. These, they're new and I really like them. So I hope you guys vibe with them as well, because you're probably going to be seeing them a lot. Now, books I have finished. Honestly, I'm sorry, by the way, I'm very low energy. I have had a very rough couple of days, like since last Thursday. So we're not even gonna like talk about it, but that's why if I look rough, I feel rough. Now, I did finish like midweek last week 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I ended up giving this a 4.25. It's higher than I expected. Honestly, as I said in the beginning, I thought it was going to be a 3.5 max 4-star, but I really liked the direction the story took. And although the story is far-fetched, I think that the little hints that were dropped along the way that you kind of realize once you know the outcome of the story really made it make sense. Like, it made sense in a fictional way. I don't know if I really told you guys what this is about, but this is essentially 6 friends. Some of them are very close friends, others are acquaintances, like towards each other. Like, it's a mixed bag of people, and they go on a road trip for spring break, and essentially their RV, they kind of get stuck with the RV they're traveling in, and there ends up being a sniper that is trying to kill them. And basically the sniper is like, you have a secret, like the person who was concerned knows what the secret is, and then things spiral from there. So they're stuck in the RV from like midnight to 6 a.m. so it all takes place between 6 hours, and 5 survive. It's full of twists and turns. It is almost sort of emotional at times. Some people have cried at this. I don't think it's that emotional, but it was a very fun read, and I think I got used to the writing, so it made it more enjoyable. I might do a full review on this, or at least talk about it more in my wrap-up once I get to filming that. Let me know if you'd like a full separate video of me reviewing this. It's whatever you guys want. Then last week I started In a Jam, which I got 140 pages into in one sitting, and when I tell you guys I'm obsessed, this is definitely going to be like a favorite of the year. If it keeps going the way it's going now, instant favorite. I'm calling it right now. This is a dual perspective book about a girl who left her hometown and she was going to get married. However, the marriage was called off by her now ex-fiance, and she's trying to kind of recuperate and figure out what she wants to do with her life next. And she's sleeping on her friend's couch, and she inherits this tulip farm from one of her family members who never told her like she would inherit the farm, and she knows nothing about it. But she's like, you know what, my life is up in shambles, might as well go. But the only catch is the inheritance. Like, for her to complete the inheritance, she has to live there full-time for a year, and she has to get married. And at the beginning of this book, she runs into an old high school friend who, why am I blanking on his name? He's called Noah, and I love Noah. Noah is also back in town. He also has a farm that is very close to our main characters, and he has kind of inherited the why am I blanking on the word? Like, he's inherited his niece because she doesn't really have parents anymore, and so he's coping with a niece that it has gone through traumatic events, and she is kind of also like out of whack. And essentially they come back together and start seeing each other again and like helping each other out. And our main female character is a teacher, so she's like, you know what, I'm gonna help you with your niece, we're gonna get her up to speed, kind of deal with her trauma. And then he kind of helps her with the farm and kind of getting back into town. And the chemistry, the angst, this is a romance. Like, I'm already tabbing it so much. I don't know if it's gonna focus with this crap lighting. There you go. Obsessed. Obsessed. And the last book I've been making progress in, I will put a picture here because it's in my book bag, is Fireborn. I am like over 100 pages into that book. Absolutely loving it, you guys. It's definitely worth a read from what I've seen now. I think it has a really good pace, a really good writing style. The main character is both strong but vulnerable. I think there's a really good balance of like messages and adventure, and it's just so many of my favorite things in middle grade. And it's set in winter, and you guys have seen how much snow we got over the past few months, so it just fits the vibe perfectly, and it's just such an easy and fun read. So I will hopefully be finishing that book and this book in next week's vlog and start on my March TBR, because those are still February books. But that's it for this vlog. It's a shorter one. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of seeing a little bit more of like b-roll and other kind of clips. Hopefully, again, you guys enjoyed. If you've made it this far, strawberry emoji. Leave a strawberry emoji down below, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.